सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चितमतिः। So we are seeing what is the role of Vritti and Chidabhasa in Bahyartha Prakasha. That was already talked about. For that example was given. And how Pratyaksha Jnanam is born. That was restated, and by the Tippani Kara it was explained with reference to different types of perception, the perception of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. And here Chakshurindriya Gochara Vastu Pratyaksha Jnanam Purvokta Kramena Jayate. Purvokta Kramena means that through Chakshurindriya the Antakarana goes out. And generally with reference to this Rupam, it is said in this manner because Rupam is the quality of the object, and the quality of the object is not going to the eyes. Eyes is going means this rays of the eyes are falling, practically speaking, and therefore it is said that Antakarana goes out through the eyes. Because we have to admit there is some difference between our experience of Gandha and experience of Rupa. In Gandha, the object itself is coming. Here, object it's Rupam, which is the quality, color, which is the quality of the object. That color doesn't come. The color has got the capacity of creating sensation, but that is the capacity of the object. That capacity or the characteristic of the object to create sensation, that characteristic itself which belongs to the object is not coming, and therefore here we are saying that is going outside. For Shabda, there are both types of views, whether Antakarana goes out or the object comes, both way you take it. Whereas for other three, definitely Antakarana doesn't go out. And if we take that no, Swamiji, for other two also we don't feel Antakarana goes out, doesn't matter. We are not very particular about it. We are particular about this. It can be called Pratyaksha Jnanam when the object and the Vritti are in the Ekadesha. Vritti Vishayayoho Ekadeshasthatvam Pratyakshatve Prayojakam. Simple language. So Vritti and the object of Vritti both are in the same place. Then the Jnanam born is called Pratyaksha Jnanam. Whereas in Paroksha it doesn't happen. How? When Antakarana Vritti yada Gatadi Vishayo Saha Sambandha Labhat Bahirnigamana Bhavena Antara eva Ghatakara Bhavati Tada Jayamanam Ghatadi Jnanam Paroksha Jnanam iti uchyate. From this we understand that why they have to talk about going out. Because they can show very distinctly in Paroksha Jnana. It doesn't go out. So the difference will be very clear. Otherwise, what we have to say? That the Jnanam which is born, but Vritti is not going to the object and vritti are not falling in the same area. Even if we accept that rupam is coming, but rupam here it is not coming. We have to say that way. If we don't accept that vritti goes out and pervades the rupam, then what we have to say? That in the pratyaksha, rupam is coming to the eyes or coming to the antak golaka, and here it doesn't. That much difference will be there. So here, let us go by the model which is given. In the given model, with reference to visible objects, antakarana vritti goes out and has contact with the object. Whereas in paroksha jnanam, what happens? Antakarana vritti yada ghatadi vishayehi saha sambandha alabhat. Because of non-attainment of the contact of antakarana vritti with ghatadi objects, ghatadi vishaya. And therefore what happens? Bahir nigamana abhavena antara eva ghatakara bhavati. Vritti does assume the form of the ghatadi. Means it will, the vritti will have its content in the form of pot. But the content of this pot, content in the form of pot, is born not based on the contact with the objects. Then tada jayamanam ghatadi jnanam paroksha jnanam iti uchyate. When the thought is regarding a pot, but thought is not in contact with the object pot, then the knowledge born is called paroksha jnanam, indirect knowledge. And he told, ayam ghata iti aparoksha jnanasya akara. The form or the expression of aparoksha jnanam would be what? Ayam ghataha, this is a pot. Ghataha asti, there is a pot. Saha ghataha, that pot which people talk about. Iti in this manner, either you say ghataha asti, there is a pot, some pot, and that pot which people talk about. In this manner, paroksha jnanasya akaraha. Means in this manner it is referred. Paroksha jnanam will be referred to in this language, in this expression. Ghataha asti. Like Brahma asti, ghataha asti. And saha ghataha, that pot which I had seen, that pot which people have been talking about. So that is a paroksha jnana akara. Smrutihi api paroksha jnanam eva. Smriti also is paroksha jnanam. Why? Because when the vritti and the object do not have a contact, then knowledge born is paroksha jnanam. Smritirapi paroksha jnanam eva. Is born of, is an indirect knowledge alone. Tathapi, even then, smritihi anubhavahita samskara janya. He makes a difference. Smriti is born of the samskaras brought about by the experience. I had Gata Anubhava, and Gata Anubhava brought about the Gata Samskara, the impressions of pot, and Gata Samskara brings the Gata Smriti, recollection. Based on the Udbodhaka, Samskara Udbodhaka, or Adrishta, etc. They talk about that. Alright. So, Ghatanubhava, Gata Samskara, and Udbodhaka, Udbodhake Sati, Gata Samskarat, Gata Sprutihi. So, this is the what is called steps involved in the memory, recollection of a pot. Pot experience, pot impression, and this the what is called reviving factors or motivating factors, instigating factors in the presence of the provoking factors, the factors which provoke the samskara to be converted into smriti. So pot experience, pot impressions, and the recollection provoking factors, recollection. These are the steps in the smriti. Anumityadi paroksha jnanam tu pramanajanyam. So smriti also is paroksha jnanam. Anumiti etc. Inferential knowledge also is paroksha jnanam. Then what is the difference between them? Smruti is a paroksha jnanam, but it is not paroksha prama. Whereas anumityadi paroksha jnanam is pramana janyam, born of pramana, therefore anumiti prama. Iti bhedaha, iti yan. This much is the difference between the recollection and inference, etc. So we have got pratyaksha jnanam, which can be prama. Then anumiti jnanam prama, upamiti jnanam prama, shabdi prama, arthapatti prama. And the arthapatti or arthapatti prama and generally shabdi, not always, but generally shabdi prama, shabdi he also can be prama, but the smruti will be paroksha. The smruti is not prama. Smruti is a jnanam, but smruti is not prama. Jnanam and prama, what is the difference? Jnanam is experience in general, and it can be prama bhutam or it can be smruti bhutam. It can be pramana janyam, samskara janyam. If it is samskara janyam, it is smruti. If it is pramana janyam, it is pramiti, prama. So jnanam, if it is samskara born, it is smruti. Jnanam is pramana born, it is prama. Alright. Now, he is now talking about 6 pramanas. And he says, how does the pramanas come into the picture? Prasanga Sangati. He says, Pramana Prasangat. Because of the prasanga, the occasion of pramana came. We are talking about no pramana. The pramana, the paroksha jnanam, pratyaksha jnanam, and the anumiti is anumiti is a paroksha jnanam born of pramana. What pramana came? So Shishya may have this curiosity. What is this pramana? You said anumityadi paroksha jnanam to pramana janyam. Pramanam kim? So pramana prasangat. Because of the occasion of the reference of pramana. Pratyakshanumana shabdopama shabda upamana arthapatti anupalabdhi pramanani nirupyante. Is a big itaretara dvandva samasa. Pratyaksham cha anumanam cha shabdah cha upamanam cha arthapattihi cha anupalabdhihi cha. And that will become what? That will become itaretara dvandva. Pratyakshanumana shabdopamana arthapatyanupalabdhayaha. Tani cha pramanani cha. Then shabda etc. pramanani nirupyante are presented. So because of the occasion of this pramana, the means of knowledge, since the occasion has come, therefore these 6 pramanas are presented. As I said, by prasanga sangati. Sprutya anarhatva, sprutasya anarhatvam prasangaha. Means when something comes to your mind, you don't ignore it. I was telling, suppose I am saying I am going by this train to Delhi. Then I said I went to Delhi by Rajdhani. What is Rajdhani train? Then I will tell Rajdhani is the train we started in this. Nishal Das will start like this. Rajdhani was started in 2000 or 1995 or something. 90 itself it was that. So we tell why it is called Rajdhani, because it originally started from Delhi. All this. So this is called what? Prasanga Sangat. I was not interested in talking about Rajdhani train. I wanted to really, I went to Delhi and I met this person. But Rajdhani train Prasanga came, so Rajdhani topic started. That's called Prasanga Sangat. In fact, many times our discussion happens by Prasanga Sangati only. So main topic is forgotten. On telephone, many times it happens. Person starts something, he has started. Then finally, after that, what phone you had called? Because Prasanga Sangati is so many are there. That main thing is forgotten. Okay. Alright. So Pratyaksha So 6 pramanas are talked about. It's a very useful description. Pratyaksha pramana. Pramana means what? Pramayaha karanam pramana. The means of valid knowledge is called pramanam. And there are 6 in Advaita Vedanta Siddhanta. And this Mimamsaka also, they accept 6. We also 6. So in generally here also they are going to say Vyavahare Bhattanayaha. So in Vyavahara Vedanta says whatever Mimamsaka has done, like some husband, then whatever my wife says that you bring. So similarly, Vedanti has got all these other affairs, except the Atma Brahma. He said, "Oh, Mimamsaka bolte aisa kar lo." That's how it is. So he has 6 amount to 6, ठीक है. What? Because they think and think and think, and therefore Vedanti has trust. And Vedanti doesn't want to spend time on that much. He does that sometime, but Vyavahara Bhattanaya. I really like this. This is the best policy of management. Don't use your energy for something which can be done easily by others. You focus on your area of expertise. That is the principle. That's by the way. So here 6 pramanas are there. Pratyaksha pramanam, the direct means of knowledge. The means of direct knowledge. That way also we can translate. Pratyaksha pramanam, the direct means of knowledge. Actually, direct means of knowledge means of knowledge for direct knowledge, or means of direct knowledge, to be precise. Charvaka matasthaha pratyaksham ekameva pramanam iti angikuruvanti. Charvaka matasthaha, the people who are abiding, following Charvaka mata, a view of materialist. Charvaka we generally translate in English as materialist. Nastika, atheist. But atheist is not a good translation, so materialist. Charvaka matasthaha pratyaksham ekameva pramanam. They say, they angikuruvanti, they accept. Iti angikuruvanti. They accept that pratyaksha alone is the means of knowledge. Seeing is believing, but what my eyes see, my ears hear, that alone is pramana. So to them now we say, what did you say? I told you pratyaksha. We say, we didn't understand because you did not use pratyaksha pramanam. So how can I understand what you said? Charvaka we answer like this. Did you understand what I said? We answer. Did you understand? We Siddhanti will ask. Did you understand what I say? You are accepting Shabda Prabha. So that's how we bring them around. Vedanti has got his own very, very nice way of doing this. Okay. Charvaka matasthaha. And their footnote is there. In that Charvaka also, Charvaka like people, materialist people, there are 2 groups. He is making here division. Generally we use interchangeably, but here he makes some division. Bhuta panchakam angikritya tat karya bhutaha deha eva atma iti vadanti lokayatikaha. Bhuta panchakam angikritya, having accepted 5 elements, space, air, fire, water, earth, this Bhuta Panchakam, Angikritya, having accepted, Tat Karya Bhutaha Dehaha, the body which is in the form of the product of these 5 elements, alone is Atma, is the self. Body made up of 5 elements, alone is Atma. Iti Vadanti Lokayatikaha. In this manner, Lokayatikaha. Lokayatikaha, one translation we can give is the people popular in the world. What is the Lokayatikaha explanation, word explanation? Lokeshu ayatam vistirnam lokayatam. That which is, that view which is very well popular in the world, well spread in the world, that is called Lokayatam. It refers to the materialistic view. The view that body alone is Atma and Yavat Jivet Sukham Jivet Runam Krutva Ghrutam Pibet means just enjoy your life. You have only one life to live. Live life king size. Eat, drink, and be merry. Eat, drink, and be married also. So that view is called Lokayatam. That view is called Lokayatam. The view which is well spread. And why it is well spread? In the dictionary, when its meaning is given, it says Anayasa Sadhyatva. Means it is effortlessly understandable and adaptable. If somebody tells you, just enjoy, you come here, just enjoy. Do whatever you like. Whenever you feel like eating, you eat. Whenever you feel like going out, you go out. Whatever you feel like doing, you do it. That is the heaven on the earth. If somebody tells like this, easily adaptable. No, you have बहुत difficult है सब. Nobody will say this. Very difficult. Nobody will say. Therefore, this Charvaka view is called Lokayata. Lokayata means well spread in the world. And Lokayatam Shastram Asya are called Lokayatika. Than Pratyaya. So the people for whom Lokayatam, the materialistic view, is the Siddhanta, is the main policy, main conclusion, those people are called Lokayatikaha. Is it clear? Lokayatika means the people who have got well spread materialistic view. They are Lokayatikaha. Alright. Then Charvaka, slight difference. Akasham bina bhuta chatushtaya matram angikritya. They are in fact staunch materialist. They, without space, having accepted only 4 elements. They accept 4 elements, not Akasha. Because they say Akasha we don't see. So we don't see and therefore we don't see, we don't touch. Therefore we won't accept. Anything abstract they don't accept. Only solid wala yaad hai. This we always believe tangible. Akasha is not tangible. And therefore they accept only Bhuta Chatushtaya Matram Angikritya Tat Karya Bhuta Deha Eva Atma. The body which is made up of 4 elements alone is Atma. Iti Vadanti. In this manner who are talking, they are Charvaka. Charvaka, what is the explanation? Charu, Vakaha, Vakyam, Yasya, Yesham, Te Charvakaha. Charu means charming, pleasant. Apata Manorama means very pleasant in the beginning. Apata Manorama. So one whose speech is very, very pleasant to hear, especially in the beginning, that is called Charvaka. Of course, here Nipatanam happens because if we go by that Charu Vaka, the Charu Vaka should be there. How Charvaka? Nipatanam happens. So people who are sweet speakers, people who are speaking something which is appealing to our instinctual mind, the mind which wants to just go easy without following any discipline, without following the dharma. So to that mind, this speech is very, very attractive, and therefore the people who are speaking in this manner, they are called Charvaka. So that is what is said here. Charvaka, who includes the Lokayatika or represent Lokayatika, they accept only one Pramanam, Pratyaksham. Only Pratyaksha is a Pramanam. Alright. Then second is Anumana Pramanam. The Pramanam, the means of knowledge in the form of inference. And that inference is accepted by Kanada, Sugata. Sugata means Bauddha. they have written. Kanada means ayameva vaisheshika shastra karta. Ayam kanabhug iti cha uchyate. Kanamatti iti kanadaha. And he also is called Kanabhuk. Kanam bhungte iti Kanabhuk. What is the idea? Why he is called Kanada? He was a great dispassionate person. So he will eat only by picking up these grains from the market or after in the field after harvesting is done. These people have taken away whatever they would like to take away, and whatever is left over, that they pick up kana, and then from that they make their food. That person is called kana. He must be a great dispassionate person. Kana book, and that kanada sugata means Buddha, sushtugata. So one who has gone well, one who has understood well according to them, sugata, Buddha. So kanada sugata. Sugata means Gautam Buddha. Matanusarinaha, the people who are following the view of Kanada and Buddha, Dvitiyam anumanamapi pramanatvena angikuruvanti. They accept the anuman also, inference also, as a means of knowledge. Pratyaksha also they accept, and the second means anumanam also they accept. And he said, why they have to accept anumanam? What led them to accept anumanam? What is the basis for them to accept? That is given in the next sentence. Pratyakshasya eva ekasya pramanatvaangikare truptim icchantaha bhojane pravrittihi na syat. He said, if person accepts only pratyaksha, then he will not have any activity, engagement in food when they desire, even when they desire truptim, satisfaction, removal of hunger. When pratyakshasya eva ekasya pramanatvaangikare, when there is acceptance of only perception as the means of knowledge, and eva shabdena natu anumanasya. So when they are accepting only perception as the means of knowledge and not accepting anumana or any other means of knowledge, then they will not have engagement in eating or engagement in food. Bhojanam can be also eating and food both. Here eating also we can say. Eating, there will not be any activity in eating. He will not be engaged in eating. Why? Bhavi bhojane trupti nirupita hetutvasya pratyaksha pramana janya pratyaksha jnana bhavat. Even if you see food, in the food you are not seeing any quality or hearing any quality that this food will remove your hunger. See, we take it for granted, but really if you analyze, can you see that this food will remove your hunger? Perceive, you cannot perceive. What is the speciality? You are seeing chair also. Seeing chair, you don't feel that it will remove my hunger. Are you seeing any? Tell me what you are seeing, which cause of which you are engaged in eating that, and don't eat chair or table, etc. There is no pratyaksha. That's what he said here. Bhavi bhojane, in future eating, trupti nirupita hetutvasya, the status of being the cause with regard to satisfaction, cessation of hunger. Trupti nirupita means regarding trupti. The status of being the cause regarding trupti. This trupti hetutvam, simple. The future eating is the cause for removing my hunger. This particular status of food, the capability of removing hunger, pratyaksha pramana janya pratyaksha jnana bhavat, of that particular causal status, the status of being the cause for removing the hunger in future food, for that pratyaksha gnana bhavat, because of the absence of direct knowledge born of the direct means of knowledge. In simple words, you do not have the direct knowledge of this food being capable of removing hunger. The food has got the causal status with regard to removing hunger. You cannot see. So we didn't even think that food also we don't see. He said you are doing anumana. He said ataha, therefore. Therefore means what? Since pratyaksha jnanam is not there, therefore anumanam is happening. That he says ataha, therefore, since pratyaksha jnanam is not there, by pratyaksha jnanam pravrutti will not happen. Therefore, agami bhojanam trupti karanam bhojanatvat purvanubhuta bhojanavat ityanumanena. Ityunanumana is there? No, it is printing mistake. Ityanumanena is there? Eh? Corrected. Yeah. Ityanumanena purva bhojane अनुभूतम यत् तृप्ति हेतुत्वम तद् भावी भोजने अपि ज्ञात्वा तृप्ति कामः भोजने प्रवर्तते इति वाच्यम्. He said actually what we are doing anumana. We may not be knowing something. I don't even know there is something called anumana. After coming to Vedanta only we know. So anumana we sometimes use, but anumana like this, the 3 steps and all this we didn't know. But we were doing Swartha Anumana, we were doing. Anumana for oneself is a Swartha Anumana. So what type of Anumana? Agami Bhojanam Trupti Karanam. Future eating is the cause for satisfaction, cessation of hunger or satiation. Why? Bhojanatva? Because it is food. Like what? Purvanubhuta Bhojanavat. Like the bhojanam, this eating which was experienced earlier. Your mother gave you food and your hunger was removed. And so you know that, yeah, see, last time food was eaten, hunger had gone. So therefore what? Now this also is food only. Therefore it will remove hunger. See, everything you tablet and all, that's how you do. Sometimes somebody gave you tablet. Now you remember, oh, that tablet, no, it helped. So you go for it. The pravritti happens. Iti anumanena, by this anumanam, purva bhojane anubhutam yat trupti hetutvam, the status of being the cause for the satiation, the satisfaction which was experienced in the earlier eating, tad bhavi bhojane api gnatva, having known that particular hetu, the status of being the cause for satisfaction, cessation of hunger, having known in the future eating also, trupti kamaha, the one who is desirous of trupti, satisfaction, satiation, bhojane pravartate, is engaged in eating. Iti vachyam, one has to tell. Without anumanam, this transaction will not happen. In fact, you see, we are doing anumanam, no? Yesterday there was a class, so today there will be class. Yesterday Swamiji came, so today he will come. That's how we come. Today he will come, how do you know? So 9 o'clock you don't know that he will come. He is not seen. Anumanam. So much anumanam. In fact, our problem is not that not using anumanam. Sometimes we overuse anumanam. Unnecessarily infer something and get into problem. So iti vachyam tasmad anumanam api pramanam. Since this activity can be experienced only based on anumanam, therefore anumanam api pramanam. Therefore inference is also a means of knowledge. Itham, in this manner, pranada sugatamatanusarinah pratyaksham anumanam cha iti dvayam api pramanatvena angikuruvanti. Thus Kanada, Sugama, Anusarina, following the people who are following Kanada and Sugata view, they are Buddha view, they are accepting pramanam and anumanam. Iti dvayamapi, both of them, pramanatvena, as the means of knowledge, angikuruvanti, they accept. So the followers of Kanada and Sugata view, accept the perception and inference, both of them, as the means of knowledge. So somebody when somebody don't we accept, हमारा नाम क्यों नहीं आया? Because we are accepting more, so our category will come there. Other people are not. I mean, don't we accept? We also accept. We accept more. So when result comes, so समझिए वो पास कैटेगरी में हमारा नाम क्यों नहीं आया? क्योंकि आप तो फर्स्ट क्लास में हैं. That's why you should not be frustrated. So that's why. So anumanam. Third one, shabda pramanam. Now shabda pramanam we generally translate as a means of knowledge in form of words. Shabda eva pramanam, shabda pramanam. But in most of the English books translation, they don't use this type of expression. You know what is their word? Verbal testimony. I always, very difficult to remember also. Verbal testimony. Testimony, have you heard this word? Testimony means evidence, proof. Huh? Testimony. Like corroboration, So, testimony. See, when you are in the legal field, then that type of words only come to you. So, this, like that. So, verbal testimony they call it. And the other one text they have written, valid verbal testimony. So, that really thoda extra there. Anyway, but really speaking, testimony is not the exact translation, but they have to use some English words, and therefore they use this. The English scholars they must have used, so it is a bit continued. So most of the time, these English translation they follow what has been done by the Western scholars. They use generally their language. Therefore, it is not very standard. All right. So we will say Shabda Pramana means the means of knowledge in the form of words. Alright. And here this Anumana Pramana very simply it is given. In Tarka Sangrah and all they elaborately explain. What is Anumanam? So Anumana is the Pramanam for Anumiti. Inferential knowledge. What is Anumiti? Paramarsha-janyam, Dhanam, and all this they have got a lot of elaboration. So I don't want to go into this. Already this is a little bit prasanga sangati. Now prasanga prasanga mein bhi prasanga karna. All right. Even though I have written all these points, but I think I will not serve it. Cook but not served. I will write this. Cook but not served. All right, no problem. I have cooked enough to serve you, so no problem. Otherwise, you have cooked and if he not to be served, then next so cook kya nahi hai? Problem ho jayega. That's not a problem. So, Shabda Pramanam. See, sometimes it happens, when you have prepared some points, very elaborately you pointed. You spend so much time on that. For other things, you did not have much time. So you don't know, you are not very clear about that. And that point which you have prepared, that you forgot. And then the material khatam ho gaya. ये सब what is called occupational hazards है. Okay, so, शब्द प्रमाणम. इतना क्या lightly or leisurely बोल सकते हैं जब तैयार है. If it is not शब्द प्रमाणम सांख्य शास्त्र प्रणेतृ कपिल मतानुसारिणः तु तृतीयं शब्दमपि प्रमाणत्वेन अंगीकुर्वन्ति. Anusarina, the followers of Mata, the view of what? Kapila. When there was Kapila Muni was there, who is Sankhya Shastra Pranetru. Pranetru means the composer, author of Sankhya Shastra, the Shastra dealing with Sankhya philosophy. So the people who are following the view of Kapila, who was the composer of or profounder of Sankhya Shastra, the author of the scripture dealing with Sankhya philosophy. Why is specifying this? Because we have got another Kapila Muni who is presented in Bhagavata. He is having some idea Sankhya, but he is more Vedanti than Sankhya. So that Kapila is different from that Bhagavata Nirupita Kapila is different from Sankhya Shastra Pranetri. Because this Sankhya Shastra Pranetri Kapila is Nirishwarvadi. Whereas this Bhagavata, which Kapila Muni, who gives the Upadesha to his mother Devahuti, that is not Nirishwarvadi. He talks about Bhakti also, Ishvara. Sankhya people say Bhakti is not required. Just do contemplation. Do Viveka. Bas. So for them, the Ishvara is no place for them. Everything Prakriti does. Purusha just remains like that. Sankhya don't have Ishvara. Therefore, they are that Sankhya Shastra Praneta Kapila is different from Bhagavatastha the Upadesha Karta Kapila. Alright. Therefore, Sankhya Shastra Pranetru Kapila Matanusarinaha tu Trutiyam, the third Pramanam. Shabdamapi, the third one, means the words also Pramanatvena Angikuruvanti, they accept as Pramana. So the followers of Kapila Muni's view accept even words as Pramanam, as the means of knowledge. And what is the basis for them to accept? He is saying that if you don't accept this Shabda as a Pramanam, a particular situation which is happening in your life will not be explained, cannot be explained. That situation he talks about. Tathahi, the explanation follows. It is the explanation of what? Pramanatva, Shabdamapi Pramanatvena Angikurvanti. That is explained. Why are they accepting Shabda as a Pramanam? That is explained. He gives a situation. Deshantare kasyachit pita mrutaha. Story starts with this. In some other country, means not in the country where this Devadatta is there. In some other country, kasyachit pita, somebody's father, mrutaha, died. This fellow is in the army. He has gone to some other country as a UN peacekeeping force. So that is too much far. So somewhere he on the border or somewhere he has gone. So mrutaha, and his father died. Deshantare kasyachit pita mrutaha. And in those days, the mobile etc. were not there. Therefore, what happens? Aptaha kasyat tam vrittantam tat putraya achakhyau. Aptaha kasyat, one reliable person, one close person who is reliable. Tam is putram, Devadatta. Vrittantam is the happening, the story. Tam is the Devadattam. Kasyat aptaha, some apta purusha. Some apta purusha means some reliable person who had this information. Achakhyau, told. Vrittantam, the story of father's dying. Tat putraya, to his son Devadatta. So Devadatta is staying in one place, his father was staying in another place, and father died, and now from that father's place somebody comes and gives the news to Devadatta. Achha. Then what happens? Apta vakyat putraha pitru maranam nischinoti. From the statement of that apta, means a reliable person, informed person. Reliable and informed person is called apta purusha. So apta vakyat, from the sentence of that reliable informed person, pitru maranam, the death of father, nischinoti, he well ascertains, he doesn't get any doubt. Therefore apta, the word used is apta because he knows this person is reliable and he has the information. Therefore, from his Vakya, the person gets the news and he well ascertains. He start taking bath and doesn't go to the temple and whatever is there, he follows that. Nishinoti. Tacha nasyat. That type of happening will not be there. Pratyakshanumanatmaka pramanadvaya matrangikare. In case of the acceptance, only two means of knowledge in the form of pratyaksha and anumana. If a person was accepting pratyaksha and anumana, then this type of situation, that person gets the news of father's death and person well ascertains it, that will not happen. Why? Because pratyaksha is not there. That's what it says. Deshantarotpanna pitru marana jnanasya pratyaksha anumanabhyam asambhavat. The knowledge of the death of the father which has utpanna. Okay, utpanna can go with the maranam, utpanna can be jnanam. The knowledge which is born, knowledge of the death of the father which is born in the other place, or the knowledge of the death of the father which happened in the other place. Of that death, the jnanam, pratyakshanumanabhyam asambhavat. That knowledge of the death of the father which has happened somewhere else, for that that knowledge cannot be possible. Asambhavat means there is impossibility of that knowledge by inference and perception and inference. So why this type of the ascertainment on the part of son will not happen? If he does not accept Shabda as a Pramanam, only Pratyaksha and Anumana he accepts. Because by Pratyaksha and Anumana, this knowledge is not possible. Because that place is very far off, so Pratyaksha cannot be there. Linga also is not see. In Anumanam, you have to see Parvato, Vanniman, Dhumat. Linga also is not see. So Linga is not there, therefore Anumanam is not there. And this father is very far off, therefore Pratyaksha, eyes, etc. cannot reach. They are outside the range of this Indriya. Therefore, he cannot have Pratyaksha. Tasmat, therefore means what? Without accepting the the Shabda Pramanam, the happening which we are observing will not be possible. Therefore, Kapila Matanusarinaha, the followers of the view of Kapila, Pratyakshanumana Shabdatmakam Trayamapi Pramanatvena Angikuruvanti. They accept all three: perception, inference, and words. All three, Pramanatvena, as the means of knowledge. So, Kapila Matanusarinaha accept Pratyaksha, perception, inference, and words as Pramanam. Now, the next one is the interesting Pramanam, Upamana Pramanam. Upamana Pramanam is the means of knowledge in the form of this comparison, or in the form of the knowledge of comparison. So, knowledge of comparison will become the basis for Upamiti. So, Upamana Pramanam. Upamana, simply we can say comparison, means of knowledge in the form of comparison. Alright. And this Upamanam, generally we use like this, that this person is like my brother. My brother also was like this. This person is like Shankaracharya. So, this generally we call it as what? This Upamana Pramanam is highly used. This ashram is like that ashram. So you get in Vedanta also we use Akashvat Sarvagatasya Nitya. So Upamana Pramana is used. Atma is like Akasha. It is not a very decisive Pramanam, but definitely it helps us to get the idea. Therefore, we accept it as in secondary sense the Pramana. Upamana also is a Pramana. And in Vyavahara we use And this Upamana Pramanam is explained in two ways. One is by Nayayika, Nayayikas, not Vaisheshika, Nayayikas, and the other is by Vedanti. And the Nayayika's explanation is relatively easy. Vedanti's explanation of Upamana, it will be looking, oh, this is Upamana, like that. Explanation is not very big. I will give that also. But, oh, this is Upamana, it is like a anticlimax. So, therefore, when you hear the Nayayika's explanation, बस ऐसे ही होता है सब. So, you will feel little more close, even though it is not accurate explanation, but it is more palatable explanation. So we'll see, and here Nishal Dasi is serving what is palatable. He is following this Nayayika's view in presenting Upamana. See, those who don't know this, this alone is Upamana. Those who know, they say, this is different. Anyway, so that's why sometimes our knowledge, knowledge if it is full, then no problem. Half knowledge is, oh, this is not correct. How it can happen? Anyway, so here Nayayika's view is given. You see, here we say Nayayika, so he bhajani. So I will not accept this. People will have aruchi. This stays in this explanation. Why? Because I explained that is a Nayayika's explanation. And here he also is presenting as a Nayayika's. Nyaya Shastru Pranetru Gautama Matanusarinaha Chaturtham Upamanamapi Pramanatvena Abhyapagachanti. Vaisheshika don't accept this. Vaisheshika don't accept Upamana. The Gautama Nayayika accept. So, in Tarka Sangra, Padartha wise it is a Vaisheshika, and Pramana wise it is Nayayikas. Nyaya Shastra Pranetru Gautamatanu Sarinaha. Those who are following the view of Gautama, who is the composer or the author of Nyaya Shastra, they Chaturtham Anu Upamanam Api. The fourth one, the Upamana, simile, comparison, also Pramanatvena Abhyapagachanti. They accept as the means of knowledge. Tathai. How? What is the basis for them to accept? That is it, Tathai. Explanation follows. Pramanatvena Abhyapagachanti is explained. Kashit Gavaya Mrugam Ajananaha Kutashit Aranyaka Purushat Gavayaha Gosadrishaha Iti Shrutva Kadachit Aranyam Gatva Yada Gavaya Mrugam Pashyati Tada Aranyaka Purushoktam Gosadrishaha Gavaya Iti Vakyam Tadartham Chasmarati. So here we have to know these two words. Go means cow. Gavaya means one word used in Hindi, Nilgai. Nilgai means is a wild ox. So in fact I saw the picture on internet. What is this Gavaya? This Nilgai. It is somewhat some feature of like a deer, some feature of cow, but more like cow. So Nilgai. Is there? Have you heard this? You have seen? So here also sometimes we see, but they say it is like this Gavaya, but doubt. So what is Gavaya is there is dictionary. They say that this Indian authors wrongly understood this as deer and all this. So much is that. Anyway, Gavaya is something, some animal which is like cow but not cow. Yes. Wild cow. That is Gavaya. The male and female both are there, but generally we are referring to always male. And one difference is that cow will have a dewlap. Gavaya will not have. That is the main difference. But there is so much similarity. Okay. So how Kashit, someone, Gavaya Mrugam Ajananaha. Someone, Devadatta, let us call him Devadatta, who does not know what is Gavaya. He knows what is Gauhu, cow he knows, but what is Gavaya he doesn't know. And Kutashit Aranyaka Purushat, from a person who is, from some person who is coming from the forest, means forest dweller, who has seen Gavaya and who has also seen the cow. he tells what Gavayaha go sadrishaha iti shrutva. So Devadatta hears the statement from that forest dweller. What? Gavayaha go sadrishaha. Gavaya is like cow. So this Devadatta is asking that I've heard that in forest there is some Gavaya. What is this Gavaya? He says this Gavaya is like cow only. So Gavayaha go sadrishaha only. Alright, so this our Devadatta heard this, and kadachit sometime, some weekends or something, kadachit aranyam gatva, having gone to the forest, yada when Gavaya mrugam means animal, Gavaya mruga, it was somewhat similar to deer also, therefore perhaps Gavaya mruga they call. The animal Gavaya pashyati, he sees something which is not exactly cow but looks like cow. So Gavaya mrugam pashyati, he sees. Tada, then Aranya Purushoktam Vakyam Tadartham cha Smarati. He hears, he remembers the sentence. What? Go Sadrisha Gavaya. He had heard this, that the Gavaya is like the cow, that Vakya. But what it means, he doesn't know. Tadartham cha, the meaning also remembers. Only Vakya remembers is not enough. Tadartham cha Smarati. He remembers. Then Tadrisa Smarananantaram, after remembering, after having such remembrance. What remembrance? Vakya and its meaning. That goes Sadrisha Gavaya. After remembering, Ayam Gavaya iti Gnanam Tasya Jayate. Then he gets in, this is Gavaya. Means this animal in front of me is Sangni and Gavaya is the Sangna. It is called Sangna, Sangni, Gnana. Means, this fellow is called Gavaya. So this type of knowledge, that Gavaya word is a Sangna and this animal is Sangni. Sangni means named. So this animal in front of me is named and Gavaya is its name. That type of Gnanam is Jayate, is born. Tacha Gnanam, and that Gnanam nasyat, would not be there. When Pratyakshadi Pramanatraya Matram Abhyupagamya Upamana Pramanasya Anabhyupagame. If they having accepted only three means of knowledge, Pratyaksha, Anumana and Shabda, and not accepting Upamana Pramana, because this is not a Pratyaksha. This animal is having the name, this Gavaya, that is not Pratyaksha. And therefore, Pratyaksha is not there, Anumana is not there, and Upamana is not there. Anumana is not there, Shabda is not there. And therefore, Jnanam will not happen. So, even though Pratyaksha, Anumana and Shabda were not there, still knowledge happened. It means the means of knowledge should be different from these three. And that means of knowledge is Upamana. Tasmat, therefore, Etadrisha Vilakshana Gnana Hetu Bhutam Upamana Pramanam Angi Kurvanti. Tasmat means, since this situation can be accepted only when we accept a separate means of knowledge in the form of Upamana comparison. Therefore, Gautama Matanusarinaha, the people who are following the view of Gautama, they are accepting Upamanam also as the fourth Pramanam, which is Etadrisha Vilakshana Gnana Hetu Bhutam, which is in this Upamana is what? Upamana is a Pramanam which is in the form of the Hetu, the cause for the knowledge, which is Etadrisha, like this, and Vilakshana, distinct from these Pratyaksha Gnanam, Anumiti Gnanam and Shabda Gnanam. So Vilakshana. So they accept Upamana as the Pramanam, means Upamana as the cause for the distinct knowledge, the knowledge which is distinct from the perceptual knowledge, inferential knowledge and word-based knowledge. And therefore, this is how Upamana Pramanam also is accepted. Now, Arthapatti. And in the next class, we will see that what is the view of Vedanti on Upamana. How do they explain? Which we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Dachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti